MIT. Okay, so I'm here in Houston at the Greg Gephardt Youth Clinic. It's being held at the Kincaid School, which is a private school in Houston, Texas. I'm here with some really amazing colleagues and coaches. I like to take these recruiting opportunities to learn from other coaches, speak to them, have them share their knowledge with me. There's just so much knowledge and so much that I don't know as a young coach. So I really like to take these opportunities to learn. I ask, and they generally say yes. So here's what two of them had to say. What advice would you give to a younger coach just getting in the game?
One of the big things is stay true to who you are. There's a lot of the Joneses, keep up with the Joneses, so to speak, and I think in coaching, your best quality is what's inside of you. And learn from others and take bits and pieces that are going to be able to complement your passion and what drives you to be a coach. But stay true to what's important to you, and then gradually add on to that with all of the experiences that you have over the course of time.
What is your overall philosophy, and how has it changed if it has?
Has to change a little bit just with generational changes, but I think the core still exists. I've always been more about balance and about the person, coaching the person as opposed to the player. I think it's important. Most of my coaching philosophy has to do with the intangibles and the things that don't necessarily involve stick and ball. It's about what each person possesses and what they bring to a team. So I think that hasn't changed, but you have to tweak it a little bit, knowing that each of these student athletes are coming from different experiences than what I did in my generation. They're exposed to all the technology today, and they respond to different things. So being able to treat them in a way that they're going to be able to respond from what their experiences have given them, that's been a challenge for me, but that's why you hire younger assistant coaches too.
What changes would you have made, in your first 2 years? What are some things you would have done differently?
I'm an emotional coach, and I think one of the things that I've always thought was a good thing is it's okay to show emotions, which I still do believe in that, but kind of measuring them more and having a more measured approach to how you let your emotions, be communicated. So not being as reactive to something and really taking the time to, pause and.
Please, no,
go
ahead.
Recognizing that they're still young. They're still young, and they're human beings, and making sure that the response is relative to them as a person and not necessarily their actions. Okay. So I think I've tried, and it's hard sometimes, but I've tried to really pause before reacting. Yeah.
Who are some of your mentors, if you want to? In coaching?
A coach is basically a mutt, because you take a little bit from everyone that you've ever learned from as a coach. So Mrs. Gemsky, my high school coach, she set the foundation. She created an environment that instilled a passion for the sport. My college coach, Coach Wright, she kept it about the person. I've been exposed to so many unbelievable coaches throughout my career, and I don't want to forget anyone. You learn a little bit from everybody, and to this day, just at this event, conversations, you're constantly learning, and I think that's so important for the young coaches to realize that complacency is it's going to be the death of you, and you always have to have a growth mindset and be able to always be willing to be vulnerable. It's okay to show your team that you're not perfect and that you're human, and I think that's really important, that connection then can happen with your players.
Gotcha. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely. Thank you.
What is some advice that you would give to a first, second year coach?
Be open for ideas. You have a job description, but you probably want to do more than the job description says, especially if you want to advance in your coaching career. You are there to serve the head coach, if you like it or not, and I've been in that position for 7-8 years as well. Don't be afraid to speak up in your coaching staff meetings, but if the head coach goes with something, then make sure you show your loyalty to his or her decision in the group setting. You remain eager in learning, but you can learn so much from just observing others. That's one. And then, to what extent can you utilize other sports As you talk with other people or look at sports on TV, how can you learn from basketball? Sharing the ball, going up and down the court together. Football 2-minute drill. What does it mean when you are in a particular game scenario that you are a goal up? As a young coach, stay eager to learn, have fun. At the end of the day, it's just a game. We are utilizing field hockey as a sport to develop young people and indirectly ourselves. And I think what's important is that you have to find a way that your players trust you, that they believe in you, that you are going out of your way to help them. And of course, all those things then will result in respect for you and that they trust you.
What would you tell your younger self?
Probably sometimes maybe bite my tongue a little bit more as an assistant and as a head coach. Change is sometimes needed. Depending on your environment, that change can go faster or slower. Usually it has to go slower, but because I'm going 180 miles an hour, I sometimes have difficulties for people around me, staff, support staff and players, to pick up their pace. Being patient, more patient, and maybe the way I deliver a message. So I am saying the right thing, but I don't package it in such a way that I get people to say, yes, that's a great way of going about it. I think coaching is one of the greatest profession, and yes, we all have days it's like, oh, what the heck. But in general, Julia, it's just like, it's amazing that you can work with people and you can change people for the better. And if you think that you can change this person 300%, and at the end of those 4 years you only have changed her 100% or improved her 100%, then you still made her a lot better as a person and hopefully a student and hopefully as a player.
How do you, as a head coach, help develop your assistant coaches to become better coaches?
By giving them more and more ownership in their areas, what they are responsible for at this moment. And then as they have proven that they are capable of it, now I can say, hey Julia, we have this clinic, you are completely in charge. Website design, off-campus connections for credit card payments, communication with coaches, this is your project. I also allow them to be in charge of a number of practice moments. Hey Jordan, you're responsible for the first half hour, this is the topic, Missy, second half hour, and we do the same with team building activities, etc., etc. Ultimately, what's important for me is I don't just develop my student athletes, I develop everybody around me, and if I do so, then I will become better in my own development, because if I invest in my assistant coaches, they will invest in me. Same with players. So what you put into it is what you get out of it. But I believe that it's not about me. And it will never be about me, because if it's about me, I would never coach, because the hours are awful, the pay is decent. But it's beautiful, like you get to work with those kids, and saying no from time to time is important too. I'm not good with that, because I like to help people. I have to become sometimes better in delegating too. But go for it. Have no regrets. Because if you want to become a head coach, it's work. Yeah?
Great.
Awesome.
And share their experience and knowledge. My camera's falling. Hi. This is how I got the interview shot. Trash can on top of a table next to a window. Guerrilla style, running gun.